grade poets. I am so impressed by all of the learning you've been doing this week around poetry. We've been focused a lot on how poetry sounds this week. We've learned that poets use both rhythm and rhyme to make their poems sound interesting to the reader. Now, today we're going to take rhythm plus rhyme and put them together in the same poem to understand why a poet may do that. Now, today, what we are going to do is we are going to identify rhythm and rhyme within a poem. And we're going to be doing that by reading a shared poem together in order to understand why a poet may do this within their poem. Now, before we read the poem that is on our screen today, let's review what a rhyme is. Remember, a rhyme is when two words end with the same sound, like cat and bat. And rhythm is where there is a steady beat within our poem. And if you remember this Sarah Sylvia Cynthia Stout poem where she wouldn't take the garbage out and it had a rhythm, and in our mind we visualized the garbage piling and piling and piling, and it helped add to the meaning of our poem. Well, today we're going to take a look at a Shel Silverstein poem called Sick. Now, we read this poem on the very first day of poetry exploration, but now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into it. I'm going to read it one time, and I want you to identify, is there a rhythm and are there rhyming words within our poem? And then in our second read, we're going to see if we can find those rhyming words, and then we're going to have a discussion about why our poet made this poem sound the way that it does, okay? So let's jump into our first read of Sick by Shel Silverstein. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be enzymatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly buttons caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is... Wait, what? What is that? What's that you say? You said today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. Now, after our first read, I think I heard some rhyming words, and I think I heard there was a little bit of a rhythm throughout the poem until we got to the very end, when our character found out that it was actually Saturday and they didn't have school, and the miraculously was better. Oh my goodness. So as we go back through today, let's try to identify those rhyming words within our poem. Now, remember, our rhyming words are usually at the end of our lines. So we have, I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps. So let's go back and let's quickly think about today, McKay. I have the measles and mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. So mumps and bumps rhyme. So we have an A-A-B-B rhyme scheme today. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. So rocks and pox, dry and eye. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? So 17, green. My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be enzymatic flu. Blue flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. So again, you're going to notice we have A-A-B-B, A-A-B-B throughout our entire poem. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. So you can help me out with these first grade. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is. Wait, what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye. I'm going out to play. So, oh my gosh, we had so many rhyming words in this poem, first grade. Every line rhymed with the next one, following our scheme AABB. Now, I heard a pretty strong rhythm in this poem as well, right? I'm going to do a little bit of it again for you. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is dry, my mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are big as rocks. Counted 16 chicken pox. So there is a rhythm to our poem. Now, why do you think Shel Silverstein would have done that? Think about that. Now, I'm thinking, again, kind of like our poem we read yesterday, that having a rhythm to this kind of builds to the meaning that this character in our poem, so if we take a look here, that this character is just making up all these reasons to say why she can't go to school, why she's sick. And the more she's adding on, the more excuses are building and the crazier it sounds. Instead of just being like, I'm sick, my head hurts, this hurts, that hurts. If we have a beat to it, then it kind of overwhelms us with all the symptoms that she's having. So it adds to the meaning of the poem and makes it more interesting to read. So Shel Silverstein infused both the rhythm and the rhyme into our poem to make it sound really interesting and to make it sound like it was crazy, all the things that were happening to this girl, and then only to find at the end that it's Saturday and she actually was not sick at all. So you're going to head over to your Seesaw account. And there's a poem in there that I've recorded. It is a Shel Silverstein poem. It's called Noise Day. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to listen to it and find the rhythm and the rhyme. So while I'm reading it, you can clap along to that. And then you're going to answer the questions at the bottom about the rhythm and the rhyme. You can either do it right in Seesaw, or you can view the original and download it and print it, and then take a picture and put it back up. Okay, first grade? So go and enjoy Noise Day. Find the rhythm and rhyme and think about why Shel Silverstein would have put that into his poem. All right, take care, first grade.